Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your August 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. And I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over the flu, so let's see here. Gemini, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. Excuse me. And show me clearly. Gemini, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Fantastic. Gemini, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Gemini, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Fantastic. Excuse me. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy, and we have the Hanged Man. But we're also going to see that what has once kept us bound is starting to change, and we're starting to see ourselves and our world differently. We're actually coming out of a cycle of doubt and despair. For a lot of Geminis, this is very, very true. We have the Three of Cups, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're born on the cusp with Taurus, or if you have Earth sign energy within your chart, this is going to be coming out quite profoundly. And there's a sense here with the Three of Cups. For me, the Three of Cups is always the people who have celebrated us, but hadn't really meant it. And we tend to give our focus and our time to the people we can't please. This is a time where we start looking at the people who believed in us along the way, along our journey, and starting looking at the prosperity that comes from that belief, but also from our utilization of that prosperity and that power and that intensity. This amplifies the Capricorn energy, but this also amplifies our own belief within ourselves and our own breaking of chains. In our emotional self, we have the Ten of Cups, which is, and they all live happily ever after. And we have the Ten of Wands. We're putting down a burden that we've carried for way too long. And we're starting to rejoice. We're starting to see happiness, joy, success, prosperity, brilliance. We have the High Priestess in our inner self, and not in our inner self, in the public arena, which excuse me, is having us look at our inner self and having us take the veil away. It's like, no more lies, no more doubts, no more deceits. Let me see things as they truly are, with ourselves and with the rest of the world. It brings us to the Earth Mother, to the High Priestess, claiming a throne we thought was lost, and the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. If we have Scorpio within our chart, or within ourselves, this is very much a sense of, I'm seeing what once was hidden. And as I see what was hidden, as I see the transformation, I claim power I didn't know I had. And the public arena is all major arcana cards. So during this time, it's very powerful for us. And the tens within our emotional selves, we've come to a completion of a cycle. We've come to a conclusion that is really quite powerful emotionally, but also creatively for us to be able to embrace something new, to be able to move forward in a way that we didn't think we could. Now let's look at the energy we have to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Gemini needs to be mindful of? August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini, angels, and spirit guides show me clearly. The moon. This is Pisces energy, but this is also fear. We have to be mindful of fear and fear mongers, people who lead us towards fear, people who let fear encapsulate them, or who look at the fear within us and try to pull it out, try to say, but you can't because. And that's going to be something that we've been fighting against a long time, because Gemini, that's one of the things that we fight against. We fight against giving so much of our heart and our souls and ourselves to people that we fear it falling apart. We fear things not working out the way that we thought it should or would, or we fear the betrayals that inevitably come. And so this is a time where we're looking at those fears dead in the eye and saying, you know what, I'm so much more. I'm so much more than I even expected from me. I'm so much more, and I am moving forward in power and tenacity. Our chakra energy for this time, Gemini, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini, angels, and spirit guides show me clearly, is abundance. The root chakra. At the root of ourselves is abundance. And it is time that we call this abundance forward. We call this prosperity forward. So often and for so long, we've been living in poverty. We've been living in doubts and fears of abundance, or when abundance comes, we've been living with the sense of, okay, when is this going to fall apart? When is everything going to just disintegrate? And this is a time where we're calling abundance forward. We're calling prosperity into our lives in a very real and very powerful way. And it leads us to the devil. It leads us to the breaking of chains. It leads us to the sense of, I'm not going to be bound the way that I once was. And it brings us to looking at things so differently than we have before. This also brings us to looking at where we got stuck, in the fear that we got stuck in the lack of abundance, or the hurt and the pain that took us down a different course. This is going to be a time where in our public arena, we're really doing a lot of self-reflection. We're really looking at things quite differently than we have before. And we're going to see ourselves breaking patterns, breaking hurts, breaking pains, breaking disappointments. And this is a time where, as we see things differently, the first instinct that we have when we start to see things differently is, oh my gosh, I'm wrong. I'm doing this wrong. I'm not moving forward the right way. Everything's going to fall apart. And the fact of the matter is, that's one of the hurdles that we have to overcome during this time, but also within our lives. It's like when things go right, we think, okay, when are things going to go wrong? And when things go wrong, we think, oh my gosh, I knew this was going to be coming. And so this is a time where we see ourselves shattering these patterns, shattering these hurts, these pains, these disappointments, these angers, these despairs. And it moves us to a place of being really quite prosperous within our lives, in ourselves. We're calling forward prosperity. It's no longer the dream that we have, but it is something that is blooming into our existence. And this is us also very much embracing earth sign energy. If we have this within our natal charts, this part of our personality, this kind of grounded stubbornness is going to be coming out, and it's going to play really well off of our own Gemini energy. But also, again, if we're born on the cusp with Taurus, or if we have an earth sign energy within our lives, this is going to be a person that keeps us grounded. But we also have to make sure, if this is somebody that is within our lives, okay, that they're not keeping us grounded so that we don't fly. They're not keeping us grounded in the way that they cut our wings, in the way that they deny us our way forward, because we can sacrifice out of love. And Geminis do this very, very easily. Even though people think, oh, we flitz from here to there, excuse me, no, we don't really understand the depth of love and the depth of emotion. We do. We absolutely do. But what we do is we also know when to cut our losses with certain people. But when we believe in somebody, we will follow that person to hell and back, to say that I'm there with you. And this is something that we have to come to a realization of during this time. Sometimes we trusted in the wrong people. Sometimes we, bet on the wrong team. Sometimes we gave too much of ourselves to somebody who just couldn't be what we needed. And this is a time where we need to embrace that. We need to say, okay, I see that. I see where I spiraled down this hole, or I see where I cut myself off from prosperity. I see where I doubted myself and I thought, oh, this could never last. And now, as I see this, I'm calling forward wealth within my life again. I'm calling forward prosperity within my soul, within myself. I'm moving me forward in a way that is just absolutely life-changing, in a way that will guide me in such a projection forward that all of a sudden I start to see myself truly, openly, and honestly. But I also start to see the people from my past, in my present, that stood by me, that believed in me with utter faith and utter connection. And this leads me to the 10 of Cups. This leads me to a celebration of the heart, but this leads me to falling in love with my life, falling in love with what I desire, falling in love with the depth and the emotion of my heart, which Gemini is something that we can be very apprehensive of doing because we have done it so often before and gotten burnt so badly. And this is a time where with the 10 of Cups, it's saying, well, what do you love? What is the thing that ignites your fire? What is the thing that you're passionate about? And it's different for each and every one of us because we're put on this earth with a different purpose, with a different calling. And this is a time where we start to remember. We start to remember what once gave us so much joy. We start to embrace what once, made us excited about life, what once made us smile. And this could be the littlest thing, but it turns into one of the greatest things for us because we start following our path of happiness. Because everybody says, oh, I want happiness. I want, freedom. I want love. I want, what makes me happy. But it means something different for each and every one of us. And this is a time where we have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge the difference within our hearts. We have to see our hearts differently. And this is going to be something where we're kind of chained to what others define as happiness. We're chained to what others define as success. And if we can break that chain, if we can say, you know what, there's so much more here than meets the eye. There's so much more here than I gave myself credit for, and embrace that fully, openly, and honestly, all of a sudden we're going to see ourselves putting down burdens that we've carried for too long, responsibilities that we've taken on from everybody else, and saying, I have to do this. I have to be that person that's there for everybody when nobody is there for me. I have to be that person who holds on when everybody else has let go. I have to. And the fact of the matter is, we don't have to. The fact of the matter is, it's time to release. This is going to be a time emotionally where we're going to want to take on so much. We're going to want to make everything our fault and make everything our responsibility. And we have to stop that. Now, this isn't saying we don't take responsibility for things. This isn't saying we don't stand up and say, you know what, this is my life. This is what I want. This is the way I'm driven forward. But we have to be mindful of how much we're piling on our plate and why. We have to be mindful of what we're taking on and why. Are we trying to undo something? Are we trying to outrun a shadow, outrun a hurt and a pain that will never be outrun? What we have to do is we have to turn around and face it. And as we do this, we let go. We let go of the burdens that we've been carrying, and we start to embrace. We start to embrace happiness and joy and success and prosperity. We start to embrace looking at things in a different light, through different eyes. We start to embrace who we are and where we want to be. And as we embrace this, we let those who need to carry their burdens. And we let ourselves be more realistic with what we intend and how we intend to live our lives. And this leads us to being very open in the public arena, seeing things not in the way that others want us to see things, but in the way that they are for us. It is, in a sense, living our truth. And that is something that can be controversial because people say, oh, this is the truth as you see it. But everything is only as we see it as an individual. So here with the High Priestess, we are calling forward blessings and bounty. We are calling forward seeing things more openly and more honestly. We're not going to be deceived by the masks that people wear, the masks that our loved ones wear, the masks that our coworkers wear, the masks that people we admire wear. And we're going to start to see people as human. And we're going to start to embrace that humanity within ourselves. And as we embrace that humanity within ourselves, there's new passion, there's new insights, there's new coming togethers that start to become real to us. There's a sense here of the sacred feminine being astoundingly important and being very life-changing during this time, because we're pregnant with possibilities. We're going to see ourselves giving birth. Now, this could be having the child that we've always wanted, or having a child, but this can also be giving birth to something that has lived in us for a very long time, that we've dreamed of, that we've put off, that we thought, oh, I'm not ready for. But this is a time where we need to say, ready or not, here it comes. Ready or not, this is life-changing. Ready or not, this is my force and my passion and my brilliance forward. Ready or not, this is me. And I'm creating this. I'm encompassing this. I'm embracing this with honor and dignity and respect. I'm embracing this in a way that, breaks down barriers, that opens up pathways, that leads me forward. And we're seeing a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. We can go through a mourning period in the public arena where we're not the person we thought we were, or we didn't head down the road that we thought we would head down, and we didn't get to the place that we thought we would get to by this age, by that age. And that's okay. We have to say to ourselves, that's okay, because I'm transformed. I'm transformed in wisdom. I am transformed in power and prosperity. I am transformed in what I myself am able to do. And as I am transformed, I am empowered. And as I am empowered, I see things so much more profoundly than I ever saw things before. All of a sudden, things start to make sense. And it leads us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the King of Pentacles. It's boiling everything down to its monetary worth. And it's letting ourselves be boiled down to our monetary worth. And it's saying, okay, you know what? I step back from this. And I step back from letting other people control me it's almost through logic. It's through logic and through, this is the way it's supposed to be. And I let myself step into a place that might seem illogical, but it is also embracing my own fragility, my own wonderment, my own tenacity, my own desire. And all of a sudden that propels me forward towards prosperity, yes, but it's not making prosperity my only goal. And it brings us then to our subconscious chakra energy, which is visualization. And this is the third eye chakra. And with visualization, people mock it. People say, okay, well, what's that going to get you? And how is that going to evolve things? Visualization is opening up the pathways within our own mind, because our mind does not know the difference between make-believe and reality, which is a scary thing if you really think about it. But when we start to visualize something, when we start to say, I walk this path, I can do this, our mind starts to say, yes, I can. So we're changing the I can'ts to the I cans. We're changing the I'm waiting for the rug to be pulled out from underneath me to I'm waiting to soar above and beyond my expectations. I'm embracing a profound and deep and meaningful truth that absolutely transcends what I thought I could be doing. And as I do this, as I visualize, as I excel, as I transcend, we embrace our rooted self, our subconscious rooted self. And that is the Hermit. It's Virgo energy, but it's turning deeper into ourselves. It's embracing this part of our personality where this Virgo energy might lie within our natal chart. But this is also saying, this is me. This is what I desire. This is what I want. This is the illumination within the darkness that I move towards. And this is what I cannot deny any longer. I embrace who I am. I embrace what I desire. I embrace what I need. And it's within the silence. We're going to want to fill the moments with noise. We're going to want to fill everything with productivity. And that's good. That is a good thing. But what's really going to be powerful is filling the moments with silent understanding, with a centering within our own selves, with a reigniting and reconnecting what is sacredly important to us. And it moves us then to our subconscious inner self. And that's the Six of Pentacles. That's balancing what is being given to us. That's finding the balance within ourselves, within our life, and within what we want. That's looking at us not as people who need handouts, but as people who are elevated because we were cared for, because we were nurtured, because somebody took the time to see us in a moment of need. Not that we are less than because of this, but that we are sacred because of this. And we embrace that sacredness within others. And it moves us then to our subconscious emotional self. And this is the Six of Pentacles. Again, that balance coming into play. It's going to be so needed within our inner self, within our emotional self. Finding things balanced. Finding that we're not always taking and always giving. And that somebody else isn't always taking and always giving. We have to have that balance. We have to have that harmony for ourselves, for our hearts, for our souls. It leads us to our subconscious public arena self. And that's the battle warrior. That's the chariot. And here we are embracing this Cancer energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Cancer, or if we have Cancer within our chart, this is coming up very profoundly. But we are going to see ourselves pushing barriers. We're going to see ourselves saying, my heart says, my emotions say, go towards this, embrace this, question, push, see, believe. And I'm going to see doors open because my heart leads me in a direction I didn't think it could lead me. Because I'm letting myself trust my subconscious and my conscious self coming together. I'm letting myself see things in a way that I hadn't seen things before. I'm not afraid of who I am, who I was, and who I am becoming. I am embracing me now. And because I am embracing me, I see me profoundly, honestly, and clearly. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the bounty that is to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.